Hi guys, my name is Anna and I'm an artist. So today I would love to talk about intuitive abstract painting and why that's the way I work and why I choose not to plan my planned paintings and just trust the feeling. For me, painting is not about executing a clear idea, it's more about listening to yourself, listening to your thoughts, your emotions. Sometimes it's even about the silence. Sometimes it's about your intuition. Sometimes it's about your past, your future, your present. So I do not start with the sketch or detailed plan. I just use my feeling and canvas and paint, obviously. This approach shaped a lot of my artworks, including like Souls in Transit, at the bottom, and the recent one, Into Me I See Intimacy, and I love them because of that. So today I want to share what intuitive painting is means for me and how my artworks were created and how actually I'm learning from this to let go and to let go of control. So when I say intuitive, I do not mean random, and it actually requires presence, and sometimes it's the hardest part, to be honest. So usually I start with the color. Sometimes it can be black because I feel like that's the way I want to my emotions be presented at that moment of my life because of the depth of that color and those deep feelings that it actually has. Sometimes it can be blue because it feels like sometimes sometimes it's about sadness, sometimes it's about something very vulnerable, and or it can be red. I mean, it can be any color, but I'm just remembering my artworks and the colors that I used there. So yes, every color has specific meaning for me and represents specific emotion. So I do not overthink that decision. So I simply respond to what feels right in that specific moment. So when I paint, I do not force the composition to look correct and clear. Instead, I'm just letting it be the way it should be. So it kind of like becomes a dialogue between me and my canvas. When something feels empty, I'll let it be empty for a while. If something feels heavy, I soften it. I mean, I'm just looking at my painting every time, and yeah, it's like dialogue. For example, my painting Souls in Transit came from a place of transition and opening to this world, opening to being open to the new world, to the new doors, to like the new opportunities. So it was the time when I was thinking a lot about the change. I was thinking a lot about um, the connection between inner world and outside world. Yes. I don't know. I didn't plan the composition and I didn't know exactly what is gonna be in this painting, but it turned out like there is a door or a portal, whatever you like to say, and there is souls that coming through this new openly door, and it's like the transit. Basically, this painting called Souls in Transit. So yes, it was the moment of my life when I felt like I'm ready for the new opportunities in my life, and that's how this painting was created. When I started listening to my inner voice and allowing the process be the way it should be, that's how that painting was created. But on the other hand, I have the painting that called at the bottom. It might feel a bit heavier and there is an explanation to that because this painting is about the moments when you feel like you reached your lowest point in your life, but there is a lot of symbolic figures that represent that actually there is a lot of miracles around you and there is some fish to catch. I intuitively chose blue because it represented something very deep, like maybe sometimes like sadness or loneliness, but not in the bad way, to be honest. And I also want to mention my first painting of 2026, which calls Into Me, I See Intimacy. It's my first painting in 2026, so that's very special to me. So this painting is about looking inward instead of looking outward, and it's also about emotions. All my painting is about the feelings and emotions that I have in that specific moment of my life. This painting has the idea of seeing yourself clearly without any limitations, and even if you feel like there is some limits, like those red frame in this painting which represents basically those limits, there is it's still very unstable and your emotions can still go uh, and thoughts go through those limits and expand. So one of the most important parts of intuitive abstract painting is to be able to accept the uncertainty. Of course, sometimes I can look at the canvas and feel like I'm lost. I do not know what I want to paint and how it's gonna be. And then something clicks in my mind, and I'm just telling myself that that's totally fine. Whatever it's gonna be, will be, and just trust the process. Just listen to your inner voice and show it on canvas. To be honest, I think this can be applied not only to paintings but also to life itself. Because not everything needs the immediate solution, and not everything needs to have a detailed plan or clear image in your mind. So if you're curious about intuitive painting, I wouldn't say something like just stop planning or mm, just take those brushes, paints, and canvas and do whatever feels right. No, just start listening to yourself more. Maybe you will get inspired by something that happened to you in the past few days, and I don't know, you read a book and a phrase resonated with you really deep, and you kind of like want to express it on canvas, and just hold that thought and listen to yourself, listen to your voice, listen how it makes you feel. Start looking at those colors that on your palette and just try to let it go and just listen to those first insights in your mind, like when you, for example, when you look on your palette and you see a lot of different colors, but something tells you that you should pick green right now, don't do that. Do not really overthink the outcome and what it might be. Just trust the process and start giving yourself permission that you do not have to know the final results. Pay attention to how your body actually reacts. Notice those feelings when you trying to control something, and notice how you feel when you're trying to let it go. Intuitive painting might feel uncomfortable because you start touching those parts of yourself that you were trying to hide, or you were scared of, or you didn't know what to do with them. But if you feel this way, then paint it. Paint this discomfort that you feel. If you feel that uncertainty, if you feel that you do not feel comfortable doing this, try to paint it as well. Saying that I like intuitive abstract painting so much because it's like a practice of developing trust, like trust in emotion, trust in process, trust in everyday moments in your life. Thank you guys for being here and listening. I do hope that you will try intuitive painting as soon as possible. Maybe even like just as a form of trust practice and letting go of control and allowing yourself just to be in the present. You do not have to become an artist, you do not have to become anything like this, just maybe as a practice to try to talk to yourself through paint and canvas. It actually can be quite healthy for your mental health. If it makes sense, it can be actually truly useful and important. So, thank you guys for watching and have a good day.